Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's RWBY, Volume 6, Chapter 13, Our Way. We did it our way. It's our way, it's our way or the highway. There are so many jokes you can do with that. It's our way to hell. Our way to hell. But okay, yeah, this is the finale title that was foreshadowed in a previous chapter. Like as RWBY said, we're going to do things our way, and I'm assuming we're going to convert Miss Coloredova into seeing things our way. And I guess Blake and Yang are going to reunite for this with the group for the fight against the Grimm. We're just going to have this finished. We're going to finish Volume 6 like we finished Volume 2 with a skirmish with a bunch of Grimm. And that sounds pretty fun, I have to admit. It doesn't have to be intense dark drama all the time. We got that out of the way with the Adam stuff, the apathy stuff, the Crow alcohol stuff, like the John angst, like General Ozpin fallout. Like, we had a lot of deep and dark stuff this volume. Like, we had the more villain stuff. We had that epic backstory for Ozpin and Salem. Like, this volume has been cram-packed with a lot. We've got the Silver Eyes stuff. We got Maria, who's an awesome character in her own right. She's really established herself in my top 10, if not my top 5, if not my top 3. You get the idea. So, to end things on a fun little skirmish between our heroes and the Grimm actually sounds pretty nice. That actually sounds like something I could go for. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I suppose it's too much to ask, isn't it? It's too much to ask if Team Coffee could make a cameo. Because, you know, similarities to the Volume 2 finale and all. Wouldn't it be cool if the time they show up again, it was to get that Gatling gun out and just spray some Grimm? One can dream that we'll see them again. Maybe Volume 7, maybe, but I'm not holding my breath for it. Here we go. Oh? Mistral ship? Oh, villain stuff! Oh, I did wonder, didn't I? I did wonder if we were going to see Neo and Cinder again before the end of the volume. I'm so glad that we are! Their pairing has been one of the highlights. Wow, you look sexy. Not gonna lie.
It should get us to Solitas. After that, you might want to try materializing yourself some snow boots.
Don't you try and tell me how to dress. Ah! Wow, her power is quite broken. She can disguise so much.
You know, Neo, someone once asked me if I believed in destiny.
Yeah, and you killed her.
And I'm happy to say, I still do.
Oh, well, good for you. You two have just set yourselves up for Volume 7, and I'm looking forward to that so much. Those two looked so badass stood side by side like that.
All units be advised. Leviathan class Grimm has submerged.
I love the Leviathan.
Preparing hard light shields. Over. We're getting
I called him a dolphin when he first appeared because of the shape of his face.
This is your fault. Do you hear me?
RWBY!
This is your fault, says the one shouting negativity.
Are you okay? What happened?
What always
Was that
happens.
a giant Grimm? Yes. and we just ruined the only thing capable of stopping it.
Yeah, yeah.
This is your fault! Your fault!
Ma'am, what's your status? We need an answer. Over.
Your fault.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, so
This
we're
isn't
not
on
fighting
you.
them.
But
You're safe. That's all that matters.
Oh.
I suppose I have to be the bad guy and say it. Getting the lamp to Atlas is still our top priority. And right now, we have the perfect opportunity to head straight for it. We may not get another chance like this.
No way.
we can't leave. Not like this. It's like you said, a huntress is supposed to protect others to the bitter end.
We need to head for the Leviathan. John.
Yes, I'm glad that they're not abandoning her to her fate.
I think we can manage.
I was worried
Got a few
for a
ideas?
moment that we were just taking off.
Got one.
Eyes up, everybody. It's back.
As I said, as huntresses, they need to objectively save citizens.
Target base is a stance of 3-4. Leviathan has hit the shallows and resurfaced. We need those shields up now. Over. Target stunned. Engaging. Over.
Oh, fire blast! It is the Godzilla laser beam. I love how they keep thinking up new designs for the Grim.
Fall back to evacuation procedures. Disengage Leviathan. I repeat, disengage. Over.
No, wait!
RWBY!
We can stop it!
Who is this? Identify yourself.
I'm the main character, bitch.
My team and I are heading to the Leviathan and can weaken it for you to attack.
We can?
I can.
Ruby, when I said trial by fire,
I did it at Beacon and at the farm.
You really think you can do it now?
Well,
I don't have a choice.
she was told to practice cultivating that mindset.
Your ship is currently flagged as hostile. You will receive no support. Over.
Fine. We'll do it alone if we have to.
We can hit it while it stops at the next barrier.
Ren, you're up.
Yes, buff him. The ship is invisible. I love it. Get in that mindset.
We're too late! Pull up!
Uh-oh. Hope no one was up there.
Damn it! That's all I've got.
It's on the move again. We need to stop it. What do we do?
Oh. Oh.
Eyes on us!
Oh.
Is it working?
Unfortunately, yes.
So,
Okay.
oh, another
You can
summon.
do this. You have to do this.
Ruby? Ruby, hurry!
Yeah, don't distract her. Oh. Yeah, focus on how they make you feel. All these pictures. Oh. Oh, wow.
What? Why did it turn away? No, 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 no!
Oh, it's attracted to the lamp. Oh! Oh, stop. Time to get out of it. Ah. Okay. Are we going to use the last question?
I'm sorry. I don't have a question for you. I just needed a little more time.
I know. And while you don't seek knowledge, just this once, I shall give it freely.
Really?
I will not allow you to use me without a question again. Even if this was clever.
Wow, Ruby just used a cheat code. She's like, I'm going to use a time stop ability. Oh, wow. This is like a series finale, except we know that the fight is not over yet. We know that this journey is not over. Aww. This is what summer looks like. Oh, music. I like how remembering her mother made the difference. The silver eyes are kind of OP once you know how to use them. Well, his head's free.
I'll take it from here.
Thank you. Thank you. She did turn around.
After all, I was sworn to protect the people!
Oh, I'm glad. We've gone full Goran Lagann now, I just realised. Very nice. Yo.
Thank you. And I'm sorry.
The Atlas military can handle the stragglers.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I don't think anyone would notice if one more ship went missing in my lengthy report.
Sweet. So Volume 7 will take place in Atlas. We have officially been given the go-ahead. Oh, I'm so glad that she actually turned around.
We should have just enough fuel to make it.
Thanks, Miss Calavera.
Hey, Ruby. You did great out there today, kid.
She did amazing.
Just don't go giving me heart attacks like that again.
I love you too.
Oh, their relationship is everything.
You weren't half bad yourself today, Crow.
I feel like they did all the heavy lifting.
For most of the volume, yes.
But you were there to help when they asked for it. And you were there to catch them when they fell. Literally.
Yes,
if I recall.
yes.
Thanks. You know, it was pretty incredible getting to see the Grim Reaper in action.
You should have seen me when I was your age.
Yeah, all bleeding and screaming. I was a sight.
I'm sorry you went through that nightmare, but I'm glad Yang was there for you in time.
We were there for each other.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay.
Hey, stop it.
You petrified a Leviathan after diving down the barrel of a cannon.
Don't act like you all haven't done crazy stuff before. I mean, Oscar made a successful crash landing. He's a 14-year-old farmhand.
That was seriously impressive.
We'd have been stranded without you.
Thanks.
This is so nice, but
I've been meaning to tell you guys.
I'll wait till after.
I didn't land the ship on my own. We're gonna crash! We're gonna crash!
Oh!
Stay calm. It's going to be okay.
Osmond took control?
No, he guided me. And then he was gone again.
Does that mean he's been watching us this whole time?
I don't know, but it at least means he was looking out for us.
Hey, if you've never seen Atlas in person before, you don't want to miss this.
Oh, we're actually going to see it?
Is it weird that I'm sort of nervous?
No. I'll believe we've made it to Atlas when I see it.
Same.
Well, believe it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, I see we've got a Battle Angel Alita style class divide.
Over and over, but you never get used to that view.
You got the elites in the sky city and the common folk on the ground.
Place? What is it?
The Atlas Air Fleet. I knew all of our ships were called back, but...
They're set up like they're expecting an attack.
Manta 5-1. Welcome home.
Okay, we're gonna skip. Go back a bit. Okay. Ending scene. More with these two. I like it.
Mercury, I wanted to... What is she doing?
Ooh, Gorilla Grim. I haven't seen one of those since Ruby's short. Oh, she can experiment with them. Wow, that reminds me of Fly, my pretties, fly. You're just making these scary combinations. Like, she's making Grim Chimeras.
There's an old saying. If you want something done right, do it yourself.
Okay. So, Salem is now going to be an attacking force with her army of Gorilla Grim with wings. So I'm guessing she's making these attack fleets to just send out. Like, rather than her individual operatives, she can also just send out a wave of Grim as a wave of Grim. Like, they've got wings, so I assume it's a fly my pretties kind of thing. She'll just send out these flying monstrosities like bats, and they'll just go to where she wants them to go. I don't know. Maybe that's what's being implied. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to catch other people's analysis of this finale, but the thing I was struggling for a window to point out was, okay, I think I see another one of the reasons people are being like, oh, it's pretty much canon, because they did the same handhold thing, like the handhold surprise thing that Nora and Ren did, and we know how they feel. So that, for me, was the most compelling piece of evidence so far. Like, they really are playing it up. I do concede, like, there's probably something going on. I just really want them to say it, like, say the words, you know. I'm a fan of bluntness. Like, I just am. Oh, but I liked how they've been addressing Ruby's growth in this. How everyone was like, so, wow, you're so crazy over what she did, the risks she took in trying to activate her silver eyes. But hey, she did it. Give the girl some credit. She actually did it. She won. Oh, the most genius thing Ruby did was essentially use a cheat code. Like, she used a time stop. Like, I need the time to focus, so I'm just gonna literally stop time to talk to Jin for a minute. And I like how Jin has such a good opinion of Ruby that she was like, I'll let it happen this once, okay? So that was a very good move. I like that. I love that Jin has a personality and she's not some stock, you know, I'm the genie of the lamp, state your thing, and then nothing else to their character. Like, I like that she has this sort of fun personality and charm about her. Like, it really plays well into how scantily she's dressed. Like, she's just generally aloof. Like, she just doesn't give a shit. Like, she is like this elder being kind of thing with these magical powers, and you know, the things that the mortals are doing in front of her is quite amusing. So she has perception of the world around her, like she knew what was going on, similar to how Ozpin knows what's going on even while locked deep within Oscar's mind, which is interesting. Though, as I said in the previous chapter, I am sad that Oscar himself as a personality will die in his lifetime. That is terrifying. The fact that he knows eventually my consciousness is going to die and it's going to merge into a whole new Ozpin. Like, oh, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. So that really does shoot a hole in the Rose Garden ship, because eventually it wouldn't be Oscar that she'd be with. It would be the Oscar Ozpin hybrid, which I hoped wouldn't be the case, but that means it's never happening. Oh well. Oh well. Oh boy. Yeah, I really like that Cordovera's Coldova, still don't remember her name, helped out in this fight and actually was the one to kill the Leviathan. I actually didn't expect her to go that far. Like, I'm glad that they balanced things out as well, with Ruby not instantly one-hit killing the thing. It wasn't an instant win. Like, I was ready to be like, oh, this is so overpowered. Like, just turn on your silver eyes and then the problem goes away. But no, she actually only gave it a stone coating and it could still break free from it. But that kept it still long enough for Caldera to give the finishing blow. I thought that was the right touch. It shows that Ruby has still got a ways to go. I think her eye power wasn't as powerful as it could be. Like, she hasn't trained enough with it yet. As Maria said, the trial by fire is all about improving it over time through regular use in combat with the Grimm. So it makes sense that in her fledgling stages, she only managed to do minimal, like, eye damage to a Grimm of that size. Now, Apathy were a different story because they were small, non-aggressive, and almost, like, skeletal. Like, there was nothing to them. Of course they'd just disintegrate instantly. Yeah, I really like how the whole Silver Eyes thing was handled. Like, it was given just the right amount of build-up and concentration to get into that mental state that she needed. I love that we saw Summer Rose. She looks beautiful. I can't wait until we get a full flashback of her. I'm sure it's going to be heartbreaking because they might show us how she died. I'm not ready for that. Or I'll tell you what, how many people are not ready for the possibility of her still being alive? They only said she left for a mission and never came back. What if we were being trolled this whole time? What if they made a grave marker that was more symbolic than the fact that an actual body was buried there? What if she just disappeared, but she has been somewhere alive? That would be a plot twist and a half, and something that would shake the series to its core, because she has silver eyes. But then, I have a sneaking suspicion that Salem killed her. I do think Salem killed Summer because of her silver eyes, and that's why Hazel remembers dealing with a silver-eyed warrior before, like he mentioned in Volume 4. You say, well, we've dealt with their kind before. But if you think, Salem's henchmen are mortal. They are just mortal. I mean, I know that characters like Maria have existed in this lifetime, so it's possible that they did meet other silver-eyed warriors, but what I'd like to believe is that one of the specific silver-eyed warriors that Hazel was referring to that they've dealt with was Summer. She was successfully killed by Salem. Because if Salem is going to... the only way Salem can be beaten is by her realizing the importance of life and death. Then her curse is broken, then she can die. She can cease to exist. That's probably what's going to happen. She needs to learn her lesson and then be at peace, and Ozpin will follow soon after. That's what I think will happen. But my point is, before that happens, will RWBY have to forgive Salem for what she did? Or will that be addressed? Could we get a scene that involves RWBY conversing with Salem about the fact that her mum is dead because of Salem? Can we get that conversation? I feel like that would be an interesting conversation. And how RWBY would deal with it, and if she would let things move on. Neo and Cinder, was a surprise to see them at the start. It looks like they're setting up their involvement in Atlas in Volume 7. Oh my goodness, I'm looking forward to that so much. Both of their outfits are badass and sexy. They've both, ever since the engine change, from Volume 3 onward, Cinder and Neo have, leveled up. Obviously it took Neo a couple more volumes to appear, but I love Neo's style now. The hair looks a little bit longer, the bowler hat really suits her, she's got that neckerchief, the Roman motifs are strong. She just needs to turn her umbrella into a cane. They're a really interesting and fascinating villain team-up, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see them have a fight with somebody, especially if they're going to tag team with Neo's broken hand-to-hand abilities coupled with Cinder's broken maiden powers. They're going to be a force. They're going to be a force to deal with. I'm glad that they've been kept to the side in this volume, but steadily building up for their involvement in the next volume. This volume has been excellent at dividing things into manageable parts. It's doing what Volume 4 did. It's giving the right amount of focus to the right characters for the right theme of the chapter, and moving things along, everything on a separate path from each other, ready to converge. Volume 4 had the 4 separated girls on their own personal journeys, and Volume 5 had them all reconvening. And so Volume 6, it's now doing that for the villains. We have the villain fallout from what happened in Volume 5. And now the villains, we see how each side is dealing with the fallout of Volume 5 and getting on their feet while the heroes went through all their Argus trouble. The show is getting really excellent at doing this kind of thing. I really appreciate it. there's a great sense of narrative timing and purpose that makes me really question why people can bash the writing of the show. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't. You can explain what you think the show does wrong in the comments. I'm not necessarily going to agree with you, so you might want to save your breath. I don't know. I could not be more satisfied with the way things are going at the moment. Like, the only thing I wish is that that fight against Adam could have been way longer. Like, I could have dealt with a full 2 chapters of them scuffling, because high octane fights like that are my bread and butter. That's why I think Cinder versus Neo was one of my favourite fights of the volume. Like, that was another one that could have gone on forever and I wouldn't have minded. So it's really nice that they've like really stepped up the choreography. Like, I mean, I'm not one of those people who thinks that the choreography went down after Monty went away. I think it just became more anime, and some people felt that was kind of a bit jarring because they were used to it being set up like a kung fu movie in the first 3 volumes with more kinetic energy and like realistic movement and stuff. But I don't know, since then I kind of like the switch to the anime sort of clashing style of fighting, like probably because I'm a big weeb. I've been into anime since the early 2000s, like this is my bread and butter, this is what I like. So if you don't like it, then that's just like a personal taste kind of thing. But the fact is that they've now combined the anime style with slick choreography. I heard that they had Monty's right-hand man come in from volume 6 onwards, and I have to say, if the Cinder and Neo and the Blake and Yang fights are anything to go by, that was amazing. Like the fight Maria had in the Grim Reaper, chapter 7. It's reaching greatness. It's reaching absolute greatness levels. Oh, I'm starting to dehydrate. Yeah. Okay. Really interested to see where Emerald's character goes. I like that we've been checking in with Mercury and Emerald from time to time. You know, we've seen Emerald's growing discomfort with the whole thing, and the only thing she's holding on to is her relationship with Cinder. But Mercury has the right idea, I'm afraid. Like, you're delusional, Emerald. She doesn't care. She does not care about you. She would drop you in a heartbeat if it furthered her goals. Like, you are just a useful pawn to keep around and nothing more. You place the importance in Cinder. It's not mutual. I mean, if we're gonna get a deep Cinder chapter that proves me wrong, then I'm all for it. If something happens to Emerald and she actually expresses concern, you can colour me shocked and impressed. But until then, I don't buy it. I am on Mercury's side on this particular issue. Emerald needs to just accept that she backed the wrong horse and get out of Dodge. But I don't feel like I backed the wrong horse by getting into this show, because based on what I've seen now that I'm fully caught up, I can't wait for Volume 7. In fact, I'm kind of annoyed that I have to wait. But wait, I shall. And I shall be moving on now to prepare for the return of Season 9 of MLP. Well,